Hi, hello, namaskar everyone. Welcome to Dhwani, which means sound in Hindi. We bring to you resonating sounds created by the actions of women innovators, leaders, experts, and entrepreneurs who are making a difference in their and others' lives. We share their stories to inspire and empower other women. Dhwani is an initiative of Innoberry which is offering a platform for the women to voice their thoughts, struggles, challenges, achievements, highs and lows, and the journey that they have undertaken. I am Pooja Bhatia, a tech transfer, patent licensing, and intellectual property professional, and now your host for this show. Let's inspire and get inspired. Hi, hello, namaskar everyone. Today I'm going to speak to you about my favorite Disney character, and I'm sure everyone else too, Mickey Mouse. Do you know which form of IP protects it? Yes, that is correct. Copyright is the form of IP which protects it. Mickey Mouse made its first appearance in 1928 in a short silent movie called as Steamboat Willie. It initially got a protection for just 56 years, but due to the changes in legislation, the extension of protection was till 2024. After this, the character would be in public domain and Disney would no longer have exclusive rights. How does it matter to Disney? Well, it disrupts their monopoly and reduces the strain of revenue generation. Now, I'm sure you would be wondering that how did Disney benefit from protecting its character through copyright? They have used a mechanism called as character merchandising for all their characters, through which the companies could actually use these characters on their products. For example, you could see Disney characters on diapers, uh, lunch boxes, water bottles, and whatnot. So, from this, you could see that copyright is also an essential weapon to be part of your IP portfolio. And you could use it maybe for raising funds or creating a new source of revenue for yourself. But then the IP protection or having just one form of IP is not going to be sufficient for any company. You need to build upon a portfolio of IP. Having a bouquet is better than having a single rose. The IP protection strategy should always be in sync with the business strategy of a company. There should be some connect between the IP and business strategy. There are many ways in which a company or an organization or an innovator could use IP, and I will be discussing these in the next coming up videos. So stay tuned and keep checking for the updates. For the fifth episode of Series 1 on women entrepreneurs in the field of intellectual property, we have a very dynamic advocate, Ms. Arushi Gupta. She started her career as a litigating advocate who eventually found interest in the field of intellectual property laws. Soon gaining experience at Singhania and Partners as an associate, she moved on to Erenis as the head of intellectual property and media law division, where she was promoted to the post of a partner. Arushi is currently leading her own firm, Satyaki Legal, which is a full service intellectual property law and media law firm. During her experience, she has rendered opinions not just to national but also international clients. That too in various aspects of intellectual property, including prosecution of applications for trademarks, designs, copyright registrations. She manages IP portfolio of various multinational and national companies. She also advises her clients in all-round services in media and entertainment. Welcome, Arushi. Welcome to the 5th episode. I wonder, Arushi, you were made a partner of the firm. Why did you decide to become an entrepreneur?
So, first of all, Pooja, I'm so glad and I'm so thankful that you've invited me, for an interview with Dhwani. And like we just say that I never planned on becoming an entrepreneur. Like large number of college students, I too initially wanted to have experience in the law firm, and then eventually work as an in-house counsel. But destiny has its own plans. So whilst I was working in my last firm, I had gained enough experience to work independently, and so I always had this urge to make a mark of my own, and that's how Satyaki Legal just began.
Well, that is interesting, and one never knows what is planned for you, what destiny has in its mind. So, but what does exactly the name of your company mean, and why did you choose it?
So, for me, Satyaki has a huge amount of significance. Because I'm an avid reader, I usually have fondness towards reading mythology, and that's where I have actually fetched the name from. So, Satyaki belonged to the clan of Yadavas and is often known as a mighty warrior during the time of Mahabharata. He is also known to be Krishna's charioteer, and he's a symbol of fruitfulness. And out of the several folklores that I've read about Satyaki, one also tells us that he is the one who led the Pandav's army into the battle of Mahabharata. So, since our principles of practice and ethics are also drawn on the same lines, we decided to name the firm as Satyaki.
That is interesting. The analogy you have used to, reflect the worm's value. That is quite interesting and, different from what most of the law firms follow. But then you work at the intersection of technology and law, isn't it, Arushi?
Pooja, actually, every aspect of business nowadays is getting digitized. So, in such a scenario, it becomes very, very important that we remain acquainted with technological impacts in legal arena, especially when the subject matter that we're dealing with is, brand and innovation. In particular, we provide advisory on protecting domain names. We draft privacy policies, terms and conditions, and hyperlinking policies for the websites, and we provide similar services.
So you're balancing law and business. Can I say that you're, maintaining a balance between both of them?
Trying to.
So describe how is your usual day? How do you start your day? Being an advocate, I know it must be tough for you, but how do you start your day?
For me, health is a priority, and that's what I think it should be for most of us, like all of us as individuals. So I begin my day with workout. I immediately switch to work. I have discussions with my teams, my clients. I have to go through a few drafts. I do that, and I complete most of the operations. There are digital signatures that have to be fixed with the applications. All of that is done, and then I end my day with workout.
So you have kind of bucketed your day for different aspects. But
Yes.
which part of the day are you most, proactive or productive, I would say?
I think if it's about productivity, night time is the most productive time, especially if we are into drafting, because there are no calls that we have to answer. Sometimes there might just still be calls, but then preferably there are less calls and emails, less correspondences, so we're more productive. But then I try not to work for like at really late hours, because then the next day cycle gets hampered. But sometimes we have to do that, but I try and maintain a balance to that.
I see. That is a good trip, that even though you may have some time period of the entire day when you are more productive, but you should always take care of your health. And yes, health is wealth. So it's important for everyone, not just for an entrepreneur, but I think it's more for an entrepreneur because as a founder, you're taking care of so many things. You have so many hats to wear. So the stress is on a higher side. But you are about to complete an year. How do you feel about the journey you have undertaken so far?
So, professionally, my journey has been of 6 years into law. And but for Satyaki, yes, we are almost about to complete a year. And running my own firm has been unimaginable because that's not something, like I said, I planned. But it's fantastic. It's thrilling. Every day we have new challenges and tasks, we have new queries. So all of these new questions and all of these new experiences, they keep us at an edge. And but there's a lot of dynamism, in the work, because the market competition brings in new branding strategies. With that, you have to plan new IP protection strategies. So the same is the scenario in innovations and technology. So, but it's very exciting. We have to learn new things every day, but sometimes it's exhausting as well.
Yeah, I mean, IP management itself is a complicated process and timeline driven. You are always on your toes trying to meet some or other deadline, especially if you are managing a client portfolio. But then you are learning about new technologies. As an IP advocate, I'm sure you would be getting access to new technologies before anybody else.
Yes.
So, so that is, a positive point if you look at the entire journey that is there. But as since you have mentioned that you have learned a lot from your journey, is there any part of that particular journey that you would like to change, or maybe you feel you could have done it better?
If I go back and think, there's a lot that I would want to change. There are so many incidents where I had to learn things, the hard way, and I had to struggle or fight for something that I wanted to achieve. But I believe, maybe if I had more of exposure to how things function in a law firm, it would have made my learning easier and the experience is better. But then, like you just say that nothing comes in easy. So I'm just glad whatever happened, it happened, and it led me to where I am, and it's just still going ahead.
Well, Arushi, as the Chinese proverb says, the germ cannot be polished without friction, nor a woman cannot be perfected without trials. So, though you have faced many challenges, but you have learned a lot during the process, and I'm sure, um, not maybe not now, but at a later stage, you would be in a position or would be willing to share your experiences with others so that they would not repeat the same mistakes, or shorten maybe their process of getting into their venture. So thank you so much for sharing your experience, Arushi. It was wonderful having you and talking about your journey. And thanks everyone for joining us today. To hear more inspirational stories, please follow us on LinkedIn and YouTube. Till then, take care and see you soon.
Thank you.